are ya? Welcome back to my channel for a kind of out of the norm video. I actually posted a poll on my Instagram asking which video you would rather me film this week. And I asked if you'd rather see a really cringy but funny entertaining story time or a video of my favorite thrifted pieces in try-on haul. And this video won 55%. So since the thrifted video won by 45% or lost only by a little bit, I will be filming that next week, but I'll film this one first for you. I don't do many story times. I feel like I like to try to bring value to my viewers, but I have a lot of funny, cringy, or wild stories that have happened to me in the past, and I enjoy watching story time. So these are just like fun, mindless things, and I feel like good to watch right now. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, I often ask for your feedback, your opinions on topics, Q&As, lots of different things. So here's my handle if you want to be a part of that and follow me over there. But today, it's a very lighthearted, funny, stressful story. Also, one day in the future, I would love to do a story time. It's kind of a more serious, but absolutely like wild story time of how I lost my job as a personal assistant to someone very famous. And I signed an NDA, but I think if I never say the name, I would be able to share that story with you. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll look into that NDA and what exactly I signed and if I can share that with you. I'm just gonna paint a little background to this story. First and foremost, when we were looking to adopt a rescue dog, we were a part of this program where we could have a dog come and stay with us for a weekend to see if the dog was a good fit or not, to see if our home was fitting for the dog's needs and lifestyle, and if it was a personality that matched with our lifestyle well so that they could have the best possible life. And we did have one dog stay with us before finding Max, and I loved this dog, but this dog was a little wild. Her name was Riley. She was an Australian Shepherd. So sweet one-on-one, like just me and her, but she was very aggressive towards all men, every single man. And we don't know her past. We don't know if she might have seen like a more abusive male figure in her life or what that could be, but instead of being like afraid of men, she would go after them, like teeth, biting, barking, the whole thing. Also, Australian Shepherds need a couple hours of activity a day, and we don't have a yard, we live in an apartment, so in order to give this dog activity, we would have to take her out in public around other men. So it was a very stressful experience trying to give this dog what she needed, but also she was just very aggressive. And to further paint this picture, the day of this story, Brook was actually at a meeting, not any meeting, a very important meeting, the meeting where he was discussing with his current boss if he was going to quit his previous job and accept the job that he is now working in. So he was basically making like the biggest decision of his lifetime besides marrying me. So he could not come to my rescue at this time. He was in a very important meeting. So this was day one of this dog staying over with us. I kind of already figured out this dog's aggression towards men, but not fully to the extent of this dog's aggression. And this was our first night with this dog, and I was about to take this dog on our first walk. Brook had left for his meeting. I needed to take this dog out. I was planning this big long walk, and I was getting ready. I said, okay, I need a leash, check. I need poop bags, check. Got my phone, check. Okay, I think I got everything I need. We walked out into the hallway and I closed the door behind me, and I started to walk down to the elevator, and I was like, I forgot my keys. Now this is an issue because we have a door that's basically like a hotel door. It's automatic. You need a key fob to open it. So every single time the door closes, it automatically locks. It's not like a normal house key, apartment key where you lock the door yourself. No. This is one where if the door closes behind you, the door locks. And this was after office hours. Thankfully, until 5 p.m. on weekdays, you can go to the leasing office and then they'll let you in, whatever. But after office hours, you have to call a specialty line to have someone come and let you in. And this costs $80. This cost $80. And I was like, great, I don't know what to do. I was like pacing back and forth in my hallway, and I was like, who do I call? I don't even know who to call. I tried to call the security guard line. They're like, we don't help with that. And I was like, who do I call in this scenario? I don't even know how to get a hold of the person that's gonna let me back into my apartment. And there was a neighbor that was coming up the elevator, and he was like, how are you doing? And I've never met this guy. And I was like, I just locked myself out of this apartment. And mind you, the dog started freaking out. he was a man, started freaking out and trying to attack him. And so I was trying to like calm down this dog, and I was like, do you know like who I could call to let me back into my apartment? And he said, actually, I wrote it down on a sticky note when I moved in months ago. Let me go find that. He went to his apartment, he found the right phone number, he sent it to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. You are my savior. So I called this number that's gonna cost me $80. And the guy said, let me call the technician to let you in and let me see how far out he is. And they said, it's gonna be 45 minutes to an hour. Spoiler alert, it ended up being over 2 hours because traffic. And I said, great, what do I do in this scenario? This dog is freaking out over everyone. I need to be nearby my door. I can't like continue on this walk because I don't know when he's gonna get here, and I need to stay by my apartment for him to actually let me back into my apartment. And here's where things start to get really funny and really cringy. Fast forward about another hour, and I am on and off the phone with these people. I'm like, it's been longer than 45 minutes. What's the ETA like? And they're like, let me call the technician again and let me check in, and I'm gonna put you on hold type of thing. Me just calling back and forth to our apartment's like hotline essentially. And I had found downstairs, there's like a little seating area. We have a couple grills outside. There's a couple couches. And so it wasn't that busy there. I was sitting in my hallway for a while, but every time someone would walk through the hallway, Riley would freak out and try to attack them. So that wasn't a good situation. So I decided to sit outside where someone would only walk by every 10 minutes instead of every 2 minutes, which was much better. And I was on and off the phone with these people. I was on hold for like 30 minutes before they picked up again. And finally they had picked up again. But as they picked up, the neighbor, the super nice guy, had come down outside to check on me. But they had answered the phone as soon as he walked outside. And I said, hi, hello, are you who I was talking to earlier about being locked out of my apartment? And the guy comes around the corner and he goes, yes, it's me. I'm the guy that helped you. But I was talking to the person on the phone, not to him. And in that situation, I had been on hold for 30 minutes, or else I totally would have just hung up and been like, wow, hi. But obviously I knew who he was because I had talked to him not that long ago. And I just kind of was like, sorry. You could tell he was so embarrassed, and he like kind of just backed away, but he was like, I brought this for the dog, and set it down and like just awkwardly backed away upstairs. And I was like, this is so embarrassing. I feel so awkward. I made him feel bad. He was trying to do me a favor. When I finally got off the phone, mind you, they said it's gonna be another hour. I looked in the bag and he had brought over dog toys. Apparently he had dog sat for a friend in the past and like bought all of these supplies, and he doesn't own a dog. And so it was like bones and treats and tennis balls and all of these things. And I was like, this guy is so sweet. I feel so bad that I just made him feel so awkward. So after I got off the phone with the apartment, I was like, I need to find this guy and I need to tell him thank you. So I was like, I think he's like 4 apartments down on the left, maybe. I was like, maybe I'll knock on his door. I don't know. So I went upstairs and started walking down the hallway, and our doors have like a 1 foot like little indent to get to the door. Between like the hallway wall, there's an indent, there's your door, and then the hallway wall. And I just kind of saw his profile like backed against his door, and I could just kind of see his like nose sticking out from behind the wall. He was very clearly trying to hide. And I was like, this is odd. I just played it off. I walked up, I was like, hey, so sorry that I was on the phone, but that was so sweet. Thank you so much. And he like looked really uncomfortable, and I was like, are you okay? And he said, I came out to give you those treats and I left my keys inside the apartment, and now I'm locked out of my apartment. I was like, no, this could not get any worse. And he said, my wife is like 45 minutes away, but we have a pet bird that I had let out of his cage for a second, and now this bird's just flying around my apartment and I can't get in to put it back in the cage. And you hear this bird go, cuckoo! And he like sticks his mouth up against this door and goes, cuckoo! Is trying to like talk to his bird in bird language. And I was like, if the guy that lets me into my apartment gets here before your wife, let me like pay for him to let you into his apartment. It was so uncomfortable. And at that point I was like, do I wait with him? Like, what do I do? Riley finally, after 2 hours, had realized, oh, this guy's nice, and was calm with him, but was still freaking out every time anybody walked by. So I was like, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and sit at my door, because at this point, this guy is gonna arrive between now or 1 hour, and I don't wanna be like outside where he can't find me. So I was just sitting at my door, and he was sitting down at his door for like 45 minutes. We were just kind of awkwardly down the hall from each other, just kind of like, and it was the cringiest, most hilarious thing in my life. Luckily his wife got there to let him into his apartment first, and then it was about another hour until the technician could come and let me into my apartment. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was so cringy, but it's one of my favorite stories, because what are the odds that like all of those miscommunications happened at once, and that this guy had a bird in his apartment that he was communicating with through the door. Nicest guy. I ended up writing him a thank you note, sticking it at his door, being like, here's my cell, here's my husband's cell, if you ever need us for anything, but I had never heard back, and I've never seen him in the hallways again. Yeah, it was all around an awkward situation. That's my cringy, funny story time for the day. I hope you enjoyed. I, like I said, have a few other story times that I would be so happy to share with you if you enjoy this type of thing, so comment down below if you like these types of things. And I have a much more serious but wild story time, like I said, to how I kind of lost / quit, was fired and then rehired and then quit a job where I was a personal assistant for someone very famous. I love y'all with my absolute whole heart. I have so many fun videos coming up, so I'm really excited for you to see them. But in the meantime, I hope you have the best rest of your day, and I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye.